Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Let us start with the headlines. Lockdown leaves electronics, home appliance retailers reeling. There's one important word here, reeling. Reeling means it takes a preposition from or with. Reeling from, reeling with. It means to get confused or to get shocked and unable to act. Lockdown leaves electronics, home appliance retailers reeling. Godowns packed with unsold inventory, pay cuts loom. There are two words here. One is inventory. Inventory means the list of things, whatever you have, the list of all the things you have, and the property, everything together, we use the word inventory. Pay cuts loom. Pay cuts loom. Loom is a verb here. Loom means it has a negative connotation. Something very large appears. Loom means appear. What appears? Something very large, unclear. If that appears, we say a loom. In this context, excuse me. In this context, what looms? Pay cuts loom. The danger is there. The second headline, farmer units still not able to operate freely. Raw material supplies are hampered. There is one word here, hampered. Hamper, you have got many a time. It has got two different meanings. One is positive, the other is negative. Hamper, gift hamper. Hamper traditionally means a basket with gifts, usually fruits. That is called a gift hamper. And hampered, as a verb, it has a negative connotation. It means block. And we also use the nouns like hurdle or impediment. Hampered, blocked, hurdled. And a noun, a synonym, impediment, plural form, impediments. And here you have to remember inventory. You have to remember pay cuts loom. Spare monkeys, the virus, say biologists. Spare. What is the meaning of the word spare? It means not to consider, not to include. And feeding primates could lead to mutated SARS-CoV-2, infecting hapless animals. There are two words here. One is mutated. Mutate. This word goes with genetics. And when genes change, we use the expression mutate. And the noun form of this word is mutation. When mutation takes place, you come across new features. There is one more word, hapless animals. In this context, monkeys, hapless animals means unfortunate or unlucky, hapless people, hapless communities. What does it mean? Unfortunate or unlucky. Priyanka lauds UP government for transporting students. There is one word here, lauds. Laud means what? Appreciate, praise. And she seeks a helpline for migrants. Seek is an important word. You all must be knowing what is the meaning of the word seek. To search for. And a typical expression for guys like you, job seekers. What are you searching for? You're searching for a job. The next headline, something very positive in the present situation. Goa is first to turn virus-free. All 7 cases test negative, but no time for complaisance, says Chief Minister. There's one word here, complaisance. That's an important word. It means to be satisfied with what you have achieved, or we can also say self-satisfaction. When you achieve something, you're very happy, you're satisfied, and you don't want to go beyond that, then it is not a good thing. So this word has a negative connotation. Complaisance is not a good thing. Usually we say complaisance is not a good thing. And the next headline talks about Delhi CM Kejriwal justifies extended lockdown. There's one important word here, justifies. Justify, justifies. What does it mean? You do something and you try to justify. That means you try to give the reasons to make sure that what you have done is right. To project in such a way that what you have done is correct, what you have done is right, then we say justify. Don't try to justify your actions. Or we say, he always tries to justify his actions. In this context, the Delhi CM, Kejriwal, justifies extended lockdown. That means what? He feels whatever decision he has taken, that is right, and he tries to justify, he gives a reason. What is the reason? He cites asymptomatic COVID-19 cases. Asymptomatic, symptomatic, opposite, asymptomatic. And there is one important word here, cite. Cite means what? Quote. Q-U-O-T-E. We can also take the word refer. Cites to something, refers to something. The next headline talks about Coronavirus did not come from us, Wuhan lab. Virology Institute official dismisses conspiracy theories. There's one important word here. Right now, this word is in the limelight, conspiracy. Conspiracy means what? A plan or a plot to harm someone or to do something negative, and always has a negative connotation. Becker pleads, Boris Becker. Now, this headline goes with sports page. I've taken from the sports page. Boris Becker pleads for resumption. Vijay Amritraj not sure if closed-door matches would solve the problem. Becker pleads. Plead means to make an emotional appeal. Emotional appeal. It's a verb. Plead. It's a regular verb. Pleaded, pleaded. Resumption. This word comes from the verb resume. Resume has got two different meanings. One meaning, it goes with the actual word resume, a brief information about oneself, about the candidate. And now we say, Americans say resume. And the other word, the other meaning of the word resume as a verb, it means to restart. You start some work, you stop, you take a break, you restart. Then you have to say, I want to resume my work at 11:30. I want to resume my work immediately. Or I want to resume my work after the tea break. This is what you can learn from the headlines. Now let us see what is there to learn from effective English point of view. You are going to learn 5 phrasal verbs: jack up, jam into, zazz up, jot down, jumble up. 3 are rather new and 2 are rather easy. And you are going to learn 5 idioms. What are the 5 idioms? Golden age, dog's age, over the hill, age before beauty, come of age. 2 or 3 are important from these. Now let us go to the editorial page. What is there? And on the left you have short editorials. The first one, focus on the curve. We are going to spend time on this editorial today. And the second one, economy in lockdown. What is happening to the economy, especially Indian economy at the time of lockdown. And there's one more, the main editorial, a shot of hope with game-changing vaccine. This talks about invention of a vaccine and a shot of hope that may provide the hope when it comes to handling or dealing with COVID-19. Caught in the heightened arc of communal polemics. This talks about something related to religion, community, all these things, not very important. Now let us see what are the words you can learn from this editorial. Many of these words you have got already. I don't see any new word except one, stigmatization. Ramped up, you have got recently, means what? To increase, ramp up, to increase, to take to a different level altogether. Populous means crowded. Population, a different word. Populous, a different word. Populous means what? Crowded. Prevalence, prevail. From this you get the word prevalence. Means what? Widely spread. Reconcile. Reconcile means resolve. Usually this goes with a negative situation. Someone is in a negative situation, is in distress, and he has to accept the fact and move on. Then we use the expression, the word reconcile, to the fact that he cannot change his social status. Alleviate, you have got this many a time. Alleviate means what? To reduce. What are the synonyms? Mitigate, assuage. All these words I'm going to show. Word of the day is alleviate. Distress, you have got many a time. Means what? Suffering. Vulnerable, again you have got weak or likely to get exploited. This is a new word, stigmatization. This comes from the word stigma. It means disapproval. Social stigma means what? The society does not approve something. Then we say there's a stigma on that particular act, or there's a stigma on that particular community. Xenophobia, you have got this word as well. Phobia means what? Fear. Xenophobia, fear of foreigners. Surveillance, that's an important word you have got already. Means what? Observation, close observation. Now let us go to the editorial and see what is there to learn from the sentences. Vocabulary point of view, grammar point of view, and reading comprehension skill point of view. How does the editorial start and what is this about? Focus on the curve. This is all about the disease, COVID-19, coronavirus outbreak, and containing the spread of this particular outbreak. Focus on the curve. Now it has been going up and up. Now we have to stop at some point, and that curve has to be stopped and it has to be flattened. The editorial talks about how to flatten the curve, how to stop the spread of this virus and what the government has to do, what the public, what people have to do. It's all about those aspects. Focus on the curve. Which curve? Spread of coronavirus. And the editorial says the curve has to be flattened at this stage. Reducing the pace of new infections depends on locating hotspots through accurate data. There's one word here, pace. Pace means speed. Reducing the speed of new infections or reducing the pace of new infections depends on what? Locating hotspots through accurate data. Locating hotspots. Already have got the word hotspot. What is a hotspot singular, hotspots plural? What does it mean? Hotspot means an area of significant activity or danger or violence. Usually it has a negative connotation. And hub has a positive connotation. Through accurate data. This is an important word. Accurate. You should also focus on the word data. Datum singular, data plural. But data could be a collective noun. When we use the word data as a collective noun, it takes a singular verb. But data as a plural noun, then it takes a plural verb. We'll see that later. Accurate data. Accurate is an important word. What does it mean? It means correct, authentic, accurate, correct or authentic. So how can we stop? What does the editorial say? Depends on locating hotspots through accurate data. Once you spot the hotspots, then you can do something about it. You can stop the spread of the virus. As India prepares to partially relax the national lockdown for COVID-19 in zones that do not have high concern from April 20th, attention is focused on how successful flattening the curve of infection has been. What is a backdrop? What is a background to write this? It talks about on April 20th, that is today, there's a possibility of making a few changes when it comes to relaxation in certain areas which are considered safe zones or which are not hotspots. So again, this backdrop, this editorial has been written as India prepares to partially relax, not completely, partially relax the national lockdown for COVID-19 in zones that don't have high concern. Means what? They are safe zones. They don't come under hotspots. From April 20th, that is today, attention is focused on how successful flattening the curve of infection has been. To what extent the government has been successful when it comes to flattening the curve of infection. The focus is on that. Now, what is the observation and what is the inference? There is some evidence based on reported cases put out by the Health Ministry that for a 48-hour cycle ending April 17th, the growth in total cases was slower than during the preceding comparison period, 16% versus 28%. Now, what is the evidence we have? There is some evidence based on what is a source, based on reported cases put out by the Health Ministry, authentic information, that for a 48-hour cycle ending April 17, the growth in total cases was slower than during the preceding comparison period. Preceding, already have got this word. What is the meaning of the word precede? To come before. And it is slower, obviously. The ratio, if you look at the facts and figures, 16% versus 28%. These data, this is very important. I remember a lot of students get confused when it comes to the word data. Datum singular, data plural. But do remember, data could be used as a collective noun. When it is used as a collective noun, it does take a singular verb. The data is overwhelming. Absolutely nothing wrong with this expression. I have used the word data as a collective noun, so I have used a singular verb. The data is. But in this context, these data, that means it has been used as a plural noun. These data and others indicating a slowing pace of case doubling. These data and others indicating a slowing pace of case doubling must be viewed against the backdrop of vastly different testing rates among states. Some discrepancy is there. The editorial talks about that. How to look at these facts and figures. These data and others indicating a slowing pace of case doubling must be viewed. Already have got the word must many a time, the helping verb, and must be viewed. We must view something, something must be viewed. It is in passive voice. Against the backdrop. Backdrop means background. Against the backdrop of vastly different testing rates among states. Every state it is different. So we have to consider that, and based on that we have to look at the facts and figures. That's what the editorial talks about. To substantiate that statement, the editorial provides what is happening in different states across the country. Delhi has ramped up tests per million people and also reported a higher percentage of positive cases compared to populous West Bengal and Madhya Pradesh, which have done far fewer tests and yet find a higher share of positive cases. Now, state to state, it differs. In some states, they are taking into consideration more people. In some states, fewer people. That makes a lot of difference. And some states are highly populous, some states are not. Let us have a look at the statement and see what is there to learn. Delhi has ramped up. Grammar point of view, this is in present perfect, and ramped up means what? To increase or to advance. You have got this already. Delhi has ramped up tests per million people. Here, million people. And also reported a higher percentage of positive cases compared to populous West Bengal and Madhya Pradesh. Populous means what? Crowded. Populous means a lot of population, crowded. And yet find a higher share of positive cases. Fewer but higher share of positive cases. And Kerala has managed, this is again in present perfect, to test, trace, quarantine, and treat effectively, preventing new infections. This talks about what is happening in the state of Kerala. Kerala has managed to test, trace, quarantine, and treat effectively, preventing new infections. The highest prevalence, there's an important word here, the highest prevalence means widespread, prevail, widespread. The highest prevalence can be mapped to. Again, there is one helping verb, grammar point of view, can, but this is in passive voice. Can be mapped to states with high economic output or significant urbanization. There's some relation between urbanization and the percentage of cases. The highest prevalence can be mapped to states with high economic output or significant urbanization, or both, such as Maharashtra, Delhi, and Tamil Nadu. Other factors may be driving up case numbers in Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Telangana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, and Jammu and Kashmir. Besides urbanization and other factors, there could be some other factors may be driving up. May talks about possibility, chances are more, may be driving up. It is in continuous form. Case numbers in different states. The most recent ICMR data appear to show a spike. See here the word data, it has been used as a plural noun. Because of that, the sentence is in present tense. The verb does not, they haven't added S or ES to the verb. The most recent ICMR data appear to show, data plural appear to show a spike. You have got this word already. Spike means what? Sudden increase, sharp increase. 2,154 new cases in a single day reported on April 18th. There is some contrasting information. These are clear pointers for the center and states as they try to reconcile, important word, means what? Resolve. Two problems are there. One is public health and economic measures to alleviate the deep distress. Alleviate means what? Reduce distress, suffering, and damage caused to millions. So they have to reconcile between two things. One is public health and the other, economic measures to alleviate the deep distress and damage caused to millions. Now what does the editorial talk about? The second part of the editorial. Given the uncertainties, this is a standard expression, given the current situation, given the present situation, given the uncertainties surrounding the long-term effects of SARS-CoV-2 on people, including medical outcomes for those who have recovered from severe infection, India's COVID-19 strategy has to focus on testing, containment, and treatment on the one hand, and distress alleviation for vulnerable sections on the other. A lengthy sentence, it talks about what has to be done, what should be the strategy when it comes to dealing with COVID-19. I will start from here. See, such a lengthy sentence. Given the uncertainties surrounding the long-term effects of SARS-CoV-2 on people, including medical outcomes for those who have recovered from severe infection, who have recovered from, this is in present perfect, severe infection, recover from, preposition combination. India's COVID-19 strategy, what should be the strategy? Has to focus on, have to or has to. It talks about an obligation imposed by an external authority or a situation In this context, it talks about a situation. India's COVID-19 strategy has to focus on testing, containment, and treatment on the one hand. You have to again remember this expression, on the one hand, on the other hand. On the one hand, and distress alleviation for vulnerable sections. Already have got the word vulnerable, means what? Weak or likely to get exploited. Endangered, you could also think of the word endangered. Sections on the other, on the one hand, on the other hand. As the disease has demonstrated, again in present perfect, once again, pandemics have the ability to quickly expose underlying inequalities. Underlying means what? Basis of something. It is there, but it is not quite obvious. As the disease has demonstrated once again, pandemics, already have got the word pandemic, and this virus outbreak, coronavirus, it is a pandemic, have the ability to quickly expose underlying inequalities, something that is hidden. From a medical perspective, it has laid bare, it has made open. This is a very good expression. What is the verb here? Lay. Lay, laid, laid. The sentence is in present perfect. It has laid bare means what? To make something public, bare, not covered, uncovered. The inadequacy of the public health system to roll out enough tests in all states. So what has been made public? From a medical perspective, it has laid bare the inadequacy, not adequate, of the public health system to roll out, to release or to bring out enough tests in all states to determine where containment measures would achieve the best outcomes, and also to provide intensive treatment for acute respiratory illness. All these problems are there, the limitations are there, and there's one important word here, acute. Acute means what? Severe. Looking ahead, so what is the future? Looking ahead, the need for testing can only grow when a phased exit strategy is attempted. Looking ahead, the need for testing can only grow when a phased exit strategy is attempted. The testing data generated by all laboratories should be complete. They should not be incomplete. They should be complete. There is one helping verb here, should be complete, and shared in real time transparently by the center to aid policy making. Here the information should be transparent, means what? Nothing should be hidden, and it should be accurate. As psychologists are pointing out, the response to HIV testing over 2 decades. Now it talks about a different problem. As psychologists are pointing out, the response to HIV testing over 2 decades ago dramatically improved when people saw hope of treatment, got access to tests, and were protected against stigmatization and xenophobia. There are 2 important words to learn. Stigmatization. Stigma means what? Disapproval. And stigmatization is a noun form. Disapproval of something. And the typical combination, collocation, it is social stigma. The community has been stigmatized. These expressions you have to remember. This would apply in good measure. The same thing would apply in good measure. There's a good expression. Apply in good measure means equally, to the same extent, to COVID-19. Flattening the curve. Again, the editorial. At the fag end of the editorial, it highlights the same point. Flattening the curve, focusing on the curve. It ends on that particular note. Flattening the curve will require. So what is required to flatten the curve? Flattening the curve will require clear messages on preventive health, social distancing, all those things, and steps to help people maintain strict quarantine where indicated without suffering economic losses, and carry out regular surveillance, testing, and symptom monitoring. All these things are required when it comes to prevent the spread or flattening the curve. That's all about the editorial. Now let us see what is there to learn from vocabulary point of view. And many of these words are familiar. Now slowly you must have observed a lot of words are getting repeated. This is what I've been telling students. Initially, when you start reading the Hindu paper, you will get frustrated, irritated, agitated, and disturbed. What is the reason? You come across a lot of new words, the meanings of which you don't know, and you cannot relate to the context. You cannot understand because of lack of background information. But when you should not give up at that stage. When you continue reading, what will happen? 1 month or 2 months. Many contexts, I have given one acronym, SLEEPS: science and technology, legal, education, economy, polity, socio-cultural problems. All the newspapers, they write about these 6 areas, more or less. They don't go beyond the framework. And the same context, then the same lexical terms, same word combinations. After 2 months, what happens? Many words look familiar, and you don't have to refer the dictionary. Then you feel very confident, very happy, and you become very enthusiastic to read the newspaper. Your focus will shift onto the information, and you try to become an intellectual. Language takes a back seat because same words, familiar, everything looks familiar. Then the focus will shift on to information. In that process, you become an intellectual. Now, accurate means what? Correct. Backdrop, you have got background. Ramped up, you have got recently, increased. Populous, crowded. Prevalence, widespread. Spike, you have got recently, sharp increase. Reconcile, to resolve, to accept the situation, though it is negative, and move on. Alleviate, you have got many a time. Reduce. Distress, you have got many a time. Suffering. Vulnerable, you have got again many a time. Weak or likely to get exploited or endangered. Underlying, real but not immediately obvious. You can also think of the basis of something. Acute, severe. What is a typical combination? Acute pain, acute suffering. Means what? Severe pain, severe suffering. This is a new word in the real sense. Stigmatization means what? Disapproval of a particular practice, a particular profession. It could be anything, a particular disease especially. AIDS, there's a stigma. And now coronavirus, there's a stigma. Xenophobia, important word. Phobia means what? Fear. Xenophobia means what? Fear of foreigners. This is again important word, but you have got, and surveillance, you have got many a time. Means what? Close observation, strict observation. See, today, when you look at these words, you should be very happy. What is the reason? Out of about 10 or 15 words, many words you know for sure, and that should make you very happy. Now let us see what is the word of the day. Alleviate. This, quite often in bank exams, I have seen this word many a time. So I thought this should be the word of the day. Alleviate. Part of speech verb. What is the meaning of that? Make, especially suffering, deficiency, or a problem less severe. To make something less severe. Word forms: alleviate, verb, it's a regular verb. Alleviated, adjective. Alleviation, noun form. What are the word combinations? Alleviate pain means reduce pain. Alleviate hardships, sufferings, and also sufferings. Synonyms: diminish, easy word. Allay, important word. Mitigate, important word. Assuage, important word. These you can't afford to forget. And what is the example? The medicine did nothing to alleviate her discomfort. Or the medicine did nothing to alleviate her pain. This is the example. Now, what to recollect from grammar point of view? Reducing the pace of new infections depends on. Now, this, you may wonder why I have brought this one here. The subject here, reducing the pace of new infections, all this used in the position of a subject. It depends. Imagine you have to substitute with the pronoun it. It stands for what? Reducing the pace of new infections. It depends on. What depends on? Reducing the pace of new infections depends on. Sometimes the subject could be one word, it could be a phrase, it could be a clause. That awareness is important from the exam point of view. Focused on how successful flattening the curve of infection has been. How successful something has been. Focused on how successful flattening the curve, this is the subject, of infection has been. How successful flattening has been. So you should know how to separate the phrases and how to get the subject-verb agreement. Flattening, here it is a noun, not a verb. Verb, ing form, present participle, used as a noun. When we use a verb as a noun, what is the word for that? Gerund. Has been, again present perfect. These data, this is very important because once I remember a particular student was telling data plural noun. The student not aware of the fact that data could be a plural noun, it could be a collective noun. When we use the word data as a plural noun, obviously it takes a plural verb. But when we use the word data as a collective noun, it does take a singular verb. So don't be hasty, don't jump into conclusion. When you come across the word data, look at the context, read the sentence meticulously, and based on that you have to decide whether it has been used as a collective noun or it has been used as a plural noun. Here there's a clue for you. What is the clue for you? These is a demonstrative adjective. It is plural. This singular, these plural. Obviously, these books, we never say these student, we never say these book, these students, these books. So data here, obviously, it is plural form. And others indicating a slowing pace of case doubling must be viewed. Must be viewed. It is passive voice. The highest prevalence can be mapped. We can map the highest prevalence. Always try to guess when you come across a sentence in passive voice, you should ask yourself the same sentence, what is it in active voice? The highest prevalence can be mapped by us. Imagine. We can map the highest prevalence something of something. The highest prevalence can be mapped. It is in passive voice. Other factors may be driving. This is in continuous form. May helping verb talks about the possibility, but chances are more. The most recent ICMR data appear. Here again it is in the plural form. Because of that the verb appear, not appears, to show a spike. Given the uncertainties, given the present situation, given the present scenario, remember this expression, given the uncertainties. Always try to focus on standard phrases. It has laid bare. This is very important, the most important rather. What is the reason? There are two verbs which are very confusing. One is lie, the other one is lay. Why are they confusing? Lie is a noun, lie is also a verb. But as a verb, it can be a regular verb, it can be an irregular verb. As a regular verb, not an issue, not a problem. Lie, lied, lied. But as an irregular verb, lie, lay, lain means what? Two meanings. One, to put something down, another, to be in a particular state for a long time. One, to be in a horizontal position while relaxing, the other, to be in a particular state for a long time. But lie, lay, lain, there is another verb, lay. Lay, laid, laid means what? To put something down. It goes with rules and regulations. It goes with a foundation stone. It goes with things. It goes with babies. It goes with roads. So always become alert. Recollect. Lie, lay. Very useful, very important. Under pressure, not easy to handle. Questions related to these two confusing verbs. And bare. Bare means what? Barefoot. Bare body means what? Uncovered. He has entered the room barefoot, means without wearing the footwear. That is an important word. And you all know grammar point of view. Quite often I say bare infinitive, means what? Without to. Should be complete. Here it is not in passive voice. It should be. Here complete, it is like an adjective. It should be over. It should be complete. It could be a noun also, but it is not in passive voice. Now, reading comprehension point of view, what is there to learn? The possible questions. I'm not going to give the answers. We are running out of time. What is this editorial about? Which state has managed to test, trace, quarantine, and treat effectively, preventing new infections? Please write the answers. That will help you in the long run. What does the most recent ICMR data appear to show? What does India's COVID-19 strategy have to focus on? What does it have to focus on? What is required for flattening the curve? That is, the editorial is all about how to flatten the curve. That is a priority at this stage. So try to write the answers. When you try to write the answers, always try to focus on the key words in the question. Which state has managed? You have to look for the state and go to the passage or the editorial and see where you find the information related to states. I think a few states have been mentioned, like Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, so many states, Kerala also. One of them should be the answer. What does the most recent ICMR data appear to show? Again, look for the words ICMR data. Where do you find in the editorial? The answer is usually it is there. Show. Also focus on the word appear to show. What does India's COVID-19 strategy? So COVID-19, India's COVID-19 strategy, key words. You find navigate and try to locate, then you find the answer over there. What is required for flattening the curve? Flattening the curve. I think you find this expression twice or thrice in the editorial. Check all the places and try to get the answer. Now it is time to work on language proficiency from your point of view. Have a look at these words. You should get all the 10 correct because many of these words you have got many a time. Try to focus on the part of speech, then you try to find out the meaning. That is better. A lot of students have already responded. Oh, wonderful. That's really good. I appreciate. Ramped up. Obviously, it has to be a verb. And what is the meaning? G is the answer. You have got this already. Increase, to increase something, to advance something, to take something to a different level, to speed up. All these you have to. At this stage, don't stop with one meaning, one expression. Try to recollect related meanings, related expressions, and synonyms. That will help you in the long run. Go to the next one. Populous. Populous country, populous state, populous city. Try to make a few combinations, then you can decide the part of speech effortlessly. When I say populous city, populous state, obviously it has to be adjective. Population, that's a noun. Populous, it is an adjective. So what is a meaning? Adjective, absolutely right. What does it mean? Crowded. D is the answer. Crowded. Yes. Now go to the third one, prevalence. And do remember, this word comes from prevail. Prevail has two different meanings. One, exist. Another, to force someone. He prevailed upon someone, on the employees. Means what? Forced. So please go to prevail. Oh, really? That's a good example, Babu. Prevalence, part of speech, noun. Prevail is a verb, and here it is a noun. What is the meaning of that? Answer is, a lot of students have responded. Third one. Some more, they are busy responding. Let them respond. 20 students, then I will give the answer. Yes, answer is what? J, widespread, prevalence, frequency. Another meaning of the word prevalence, frequency. But here in this context, it is widespread. Now reconcile, that's an important word, reconcile. Though you have got it many a time, reconcile. Fourth one, part of speech, it's a verb. Again, you ask yourself, is it a regular verb or is it an irregular verb? Reconcile, reconciled, reconciled. It is a regular verb. What is the meaning of that? Reconcile. Answer is B. That's right. Resolve. Reconcile, resolve, sort out, accept the present situation and move on. Reconcile to the fact that you cannot change your position. Usually we say that. Then go to the next one, alleviate. You have got this many a time. It is a word of the day. And alleviate, it is also a regular verb. Alleviation is a noun form. And what is the meaning of that? Alleviate. Yes. I is the answer. Reduce. Distress. Distressing. Distressed is a verb form. Distressing, adjective form. Distress. It has to be a noun, that's right. Distress. He is in distress. He is in a problematic situation. So what is the answer? Distress. Answer is A. That's right. Suffering. Part of speech is noun. Distressed, adjective. Distressing could be adjective. Yes, ready to get exploited, likely to get exploited. Distress, why? Because of delay in results and exams. Kasim Babu, you have been making practical examples spontaneously. That is highly appreciable. Go to the next one, vulnerable. Oh, for that you said likely to get exploited. Vulnerable situation, vulnerable community means what? Part of speech, adjective. I'm giving time, you guys. Someone has gone to the 10th one. No, I will see a lot of students respond for the 7th one. Then I will say adjective. And what is the answer? Weak. Likely to get exploited, weak, endangered. All these words you have to recollect. And this is an important word, stigmatization. Stigma, stigmatization. So what is the answer? Obviously, part of speech, it has to be a noun. And I have changed the word. Answer is C. That's right. Disapproval. Disapproval of a profession, a practice related to disapproval of an activity. Xenophobia. That is true. It is time for solidarity, not stigmatize a particular community. Very good. Who is that student? Rajeshri, I appreciate. That's a good example. Now we have to show solidarity. We have to be together. This is not the time to stigmatize a particular community. Not at all. It cannot be justified. Here I have not given the exact meaning, but related word I have given. 9. Phobia is a noun. Obviously, what is the answer? Dislike. But phobia means what? Fear. Do remember that. Fear of foreigners. And what is the last one? Surveillance. This is also an important word. Means what? Noun, and it is observation. It is good. Students are responding immediately with examples. That's really appreciable and not easy. Coming up with practical examples. I really appreciate those students. Has anyone got all the 10 correct parts of speech as well as meanings? If you say yes, sir, it will not be a surprise. What is the reason? Many of these words are familiar, rather easy now for you guys. Should not be a problem. And good surveillance. Oh, good. That's good. I appreciate. Please go to these errors, not that difficult. Only problem here, lengthy sentences. Otherwise, you should be able to spot the error effortlessly. Read the sentence carefully, meticulously, and try to spot the error. That's right. CCTV surveillance, very good. Practical example, combination rather. Please have a look at, spot the errors, go to that section and have a look at the sentences. Measuring, measures, nothing wrong. Navya has got it right. I see one student has got it right. Oh, Aman has got it right. 2 students have got. A bit surprising. So all of which say experts, of which don't consider, say experts don't consider, all will change or shall change. You should ask the question. All is what? Plural, third person plural. Then we cannot use shall. We have to say will. All will change, all of which will change. Important one, easy one, but lengthy sentence. Then the level of difficulty goes up under pressure. Shall is not correct, will is correct. We use will and shall with first person singular and plural, I and we. But here it is third person plural, so we cannot use shall, we have to use will. Go to the next one. You have got the word stranded, held up. Already have got this. Not able to move from one place to another place. That's what I've just said, Kasim Babu. Will and shall, if you're referring to future actions, will and shall, they go with first person singular and plural. What is first person singular? I. First person plural? We. I will, I shall. We will, we shall. Expressions are correct. And we use only will with other pronouns. What are the other pronouns? You, he, she, it, they. With these, we cannot use shall, we have to use only will. Now, please go to the second one. Have you guys responded? The second one. This one should be easy. It all depends on meticulous reading. A lot of students have got it right, I appreciate, but how many have responded? Okay, that's good. Here, return. Return means what? To come back. You cannot say return back. It comes under redundancy. This has been given in many exams because it goes with common errors. This is also very important. First one is important, so is the second one. Return back is not correct, and it is return, not return back. That goes with redundancy. Please go to the third sentence. This is also rather easy, should not be a problem, but it has been given many a time in different competitive exams. Because migrant workers, Aman, stranded migrant workers who have forcibly been kept, it is in passive voice. And here, migrant workers, it is in plural. So we have to say, they have been kept, who have been kept. Absolutely no problem. Perfect. Yes, a lot of students have got the third one also right. Disruptions in the supply chain and panic buying can lead to price spikes and loss of income can. Effect is not correct. It should be effect. Not effect, effect. A-F-F-E-C-T. That is a verb. And there is a helping verb here, can. Remember one important rule. After the helping verb, if you have to use another verb, that verb should be in the basic form without to. For that, what do I say? Bare infinitive. It is called bare infinitive. Remember this, many a time they have given in bank exams. After the helping verb, if you have to use a verb, that verb should be in bare infinitive. What is bare infinitive? Basic form of a verb without to. Without to is called bare infinitive. So here, it is related to confusing verbs. Effect is a noun as well as a verb, but usage point of view, it is used as a noun. But in this context, we have to use a verb. And what is that spelling? A-F-F-E-C-T, not E-F-F-E-C-T. Please go to the next one. What is the fourth one? Where is the error? For travel. No, bookings for travel, nothing wrong with that. The government on Sunday directed airlines to discontinue advance bookings for travel from May 4th, following which Air India reversed its earlier decision to sell tickets. I see one student says, a smart Puna says, no error. Anyone else? Nothing wrong with traveling for travel. Bookings for travel, absolutely no problem. Now I see a few students have said no error. That is right. I appreciate. There is no error. The sentence is absolutely right. No error. The government on Sunday directed airlines to discontinue. The government on Sunday did something. What did it do? Directed airlines to do something. To do what? To discontinue advance bookings for what? Advance bookings for travel from May 4th. Following which, Air India reversed its earlier decision to sell tickets. Nothing wrong with this sentence. Please respect option 5. What is option 5? No error. Do respect that one. Read the next one. In the social media, no. On the social media, nothing wrong with in the social media, on the social media. On the social media is also right. There is no error over there. But this sentence has an error. Sentence number 5, there is an error. No, has led, absolutely no problem. There is no time factor, and we have to use present perfect. Has led, absolutely no problem. Auxiliary verb plus gerund, but you have to give me one example. Which auxiliary verb? What is the idea? Only then I can tell. Yes, one, Bharat Kumar has got it right. Here, and some more students, who are they? Naresh has got it right, and Nagamani has got it right. When you use northeast, here one word is missing. The northeast, the definite article the is missing. In parts of the northeast, the has to be there. Not simply northeast. In parts of the northeast, officials said, on the basis of videos on the social media. So, how are these, easy or difficult or moderate? Now, please go to the next one, closed test. Have a look at, this is not a very good context, but I felt this is fortunate or unfortunate. I don't want to comment, but this is a present situation. It is rather strange and, in my opinion, cannot be justified. So have a look at the context. Kerala is unlikely to appeal against the centres a few important words are there. I will give you time. Please go through that and one hold is not correct. That's not right. A lot of students have said no. Only one student has got it right so far. No. Surprising. One more student. Only 2 students have got it right. That is really surprising. Here, Kerala is unlikely to appeal against the centre's embargo. What is the answer here? Embargo means official ban of something. The right word here, first one, embargo, important word. That's why I have brought this one. There are 3 important words. Embargo means what? Official ban of something. On liquor, official ban on liquor retail before the national COVID-19 lockdown ends. For now, the state government has put on. Second one is rather easy. A lot of students have got it right. Embargo means banning something, official ban of something. Embargo, official ban, B-A-N, ban of something. Please go to the second one. Yes, that is rather easy. What is it? Hold, put on hold. Put something on hold means not to take any action, to hold something for some time. It has been put on hold means they are not going to do anything about it. No action will be taken. That is rather easy. For now, for the time being, the state government has put on hold the proposal to buy liquor from bars as what? Third one is, again, I see different options, but a lot of students have said the second option. Second option is correct. What is it? For now, the state government has put on hold the proposal to buy liquor from bars as takeaways. Answer is takeaways. To buy liquor from bars as takeaways. That has been put on hold. Now, what is the fourth one? Officials said the non-availability of legal alcohol has spawned black market. Spawn means to breed, spawning ground, spawn. Usually it goes with animals. Spawning means breeding, increasing, proliferating, mushroom growth. You have to recollect all these words. And what is the last one? What are you left with? Spawn, it goes with biology, it goes with breeding, it goes with animals. Do remember, laying eggs or increasing the number, proliferation, mushroom growth, all these you have to recollect. And you are left with illicit. The last one is illicit, illicit supply. Illicit means illegal. Illicit liquor, illegal liquor. This is a typical combination. Illicit supply chains. Or illicit liquor means what? Illegal. So here, when you work on a particular exercise, do remember, after the session, try to spend a few minutes on important words, important aspects. What are the important words here? Spawned is an important word. Embargo is an important word. Illicit is an important word. Illicit, it also goes with children. Imagine a child born of illegitimate parents who are not married. Then we say illicit child, illegitimate child. But generally illicit goes with relationship. Illicit relationship results in illegitimate children. You can take it that way. Now go to the para-jumble. Should not be very difficult, rather easy para-jumble. We are running out of time. It's already 8:57. I think because of the headlines, it is getting extended. Is it okay if it goes 5 minutes beyond plus or minus 5 or 7 minutes? Please give the feedback. Sharp 9, we are not able to stop. It is getting extended 5 minutes, sometimes 7 minutes. Is that okay for you guys? Okay. Thanks a lot for the feedback. Thank you. Please work on the para-jumble. I appreciate you guys are very prompt in responding for my questions. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please work on the para-jumble. What is the first sentence? One C. Absolutely right. C is the first one. What is it? A laboratory in the Chinese city at ground zero of the global at the beginning, at ground zero means initial stage at the beginning, the starting point of something. Please remember the expression at ground zero means what? At the starting point. Please remember at the ground zero means starting point. And of the global COVID-19 outbreak, C is the first one. What is the second one? A lot of students have responded. E is the second one. What is it? Has rejected a laboratory in the Chinese city. So laboratory singular has rejected US theories that it spawned the pandemic. It spread the pandemic. See, again you have got the word spawned. So what is the second one? E is the second one. These two go with one particular idea. That's good. That will help you in the long run, Teja. And regarding that, please have a look at the third one. Then I will talk about something important. Now they have rejected. When you reject, what is a synonym? Denial, deny. So what is the third sentence based on that? The denial, the rejection. So here, third one is what? B is the third one. The denial came as world governments were debating. Were debating what? Were debating 4D, that's right. How and when to ease lockdowns that have kept more than half of humanity, 4.5 billion people, confined to their homes and crippled the global economy. Crippled. You cannot function. You become, usually it goes with persons. You cannot use your arms or legs. We say he has become a cripple, physical cripple or mental cripple. And economy got crippled means not able to function smoothly. Now please go to, what is the correct order? Third one is B and fourth one is D. And what is the first one? C, E, one idea, B, D, A, one idea. Spawn means to breed, to spread. I already have given spawning, breeding, spreading, increasing, multiplying, proliferating. Now have a look at this xenophobia, dislike, easy word. Jingoism, important word. Bigotry, important word. Racism, easy. Apartheid, important word. Ethnocentrism, important word. Try to remember all these words. Xenophobia, jingoism. This word is in the limelight, so it is important. Bigotry, apartheid, ethnocentrism. Now it's already 9:1. Try to work on these phrasal verbs quickly. Phrasal verbs, jack up. It has got two different meanings. One, it goes with vehicles, jack up, lift or raise a little. My pleasure, Srinivas. I will bring timer also. Don't worry about that. Today or not today. I thought of bringing today, but tomorrow you should have the timer. That will help us, help you guys. So jack up. What is the answer? First one, jack up means what? D. You mean to say fourth option, jack up, to increase the price or the cost of something by a large amount. That's right. Jam into. What is the second one? 1-4 is correct. Go to the second one. Jam into. Jam into, one of the meanings to collide, jammed into something. But here another meaning altogether. So many things have been jammed into a particular place, or a lot of people have been jammed into. So answer, now I will not wait for 20 students, I will wait for 5 or 6 students, then I will give the answer. Many of them have got it right. Fifth option, jam into, means what? This is the fourth one. To force too many things or people into a small place, jammed into the small office room. Zazz up. Zazz up. Third one, what is the answer? B is over. Second one is over. Now C. What is C? C is the first one. That's right. Zazz up means what? Make something more interesting and more exciting. Zazz up When you see the example, you understand how these are used. And jot down, this goes with everyday English. While dictating, the faculty members say, please jot down. In a meeting, we say, please jot down. I cannot respond. I see a few students have been lengthy messages. After the session, I will go through those messages. I will respond tomorrow. Jot down, rather easy. It goes with everyday English. What is the answer? Quickly write it down on a pad or piece of paper. And jumble up. You all know para jumbles. This is the easiest. So what is the answer? Mix up things. Now have a look at the examples. Hotels usually jack up their room rates over the summer. Jack up means what? Increase to a great extent. Tokyo subway attendants jam as many passengers as possible into each carriage. Jam into, force a lot of things, put a lot of things in a particular place. It is about time we zazzed up our website. It is a bit dull and it looks old-fashioned. Zazz up means what? To make something more interesting and more exciting. Provide what? That is not possible, Sirisha. With annotations, not possible. Just a minute while I jot down your address in my address book. Jot down means what? Write down. Okay, thank you. If you don't write down the times and dates of your appointments, you might jumble them up. You might mix them up. And now you have a look. The last exercise, please have a look quickly. It's already 9:05. 5 idioms. Golden age, that's an important one. Golden age. What is the meaning? I want you guys to respond quickly. We are running out of time. Thank you, Rajashekar. Golden age, period of prosperity. Second option, that's right. Dog's age. This is not after, once they lift the lockdown, when you meet your friends, you can say it has been a dog's age. What is the meaning? B. Third option, a long period of time. After the lockdown, we have to use this idiomatic expression. It has been a dog's age. Means what? A long period of time. It has been long time. Over the hill. Over the hill, what is the answer? A lot of students have been responding for B. I want you guys to respond for C. Over the hill. Over the hill means too old to perform as well as before. Over the hill means what? Too old to perform as well as before. Age before beauty. This is easy to make out. Age before beauty. To allow older people to go before younger ones. And what are you left with? This is an important one. Come of age. To reach adulthood or maturity. Come of age. To reach adulthood or maturity. Now let us have a look at the examples. The actor belongs to the golden age of Hollywood, the best period of Hollywood. Hey John, it has been a dog's age since we last met. We all have to use this after the lockdown period. It has been a dog's age since we last met. Means long period. You say you are over the hill, but you run as fast as your son. So over the hill means what? Too old to do something. Please, you first. Age before beauty. Let us follow that. Age before beauty means what? Give respect to those who are aged. They should be allowed to go first. And what is the last one? My neighbor's son has come of age. Means he has reached adulthood. That's all for today. We are running out of time. It is 9:07, 150 plus at this stage. I appreciate all these students who have been with me. Have a nice day. I'll see you tomorrow with another editorial to enrich your language proficiency. Thank you very much. Before I wind up the session, Saturday, one student, I don't remember the name. I'll take 1 minute. She was telling something like the message I saw. Sir, we are spending an hour with you, and when we have to read the newspaper, again that takes some more time. Please remember, no doubt you have been spending an hour with me. I have been trying to enrich your language proficiency. In my opinion, if you have to depend, the idea here, these sessions to enrich your language proficiency, not information point of view. All this analysis from, please listen very carefully. 1 minute I will take, then I'll wind up the session. The session, every session is, the objective of every session to enrich your language proficiency. If you ask me, sir, 60 minutes we are spending with you, and is this enough to enrich your language proficiency? If you ask that question, my answer will be more than enough, more than enough. On your own, you cannot get this much enrichment because it takes a lot of time. In 60 minutes, you cannot get. You can get, but not in 60 minutes. And you may not get the combinations, you may not get an idea about the usage. Language proficiency point of view, English from exam point of view, this is more than enough. After this, if you want to spend time on the newspaper for information, current affairs point of view, definitely you have to spend maybe half an hour. But language point of view, English point of view, after this, I don't think you have to touch the newspaper. Not required. This itself, you should consolidate. You have to remember. That takes a lot of time. So do remember, this is more than enough. After this, you have to spend some time for consolidation. That is very important. That's it for today. Have a nice day. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.